You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey Days fans, Belinda from Soap Dirt here, and we're going to talk about the expiration date on Nicole Walker because the NBC soap reportedly fired Arianne Zucker. To be more specific, she says they refused to handle her contract renewal like usual and closed the door on any negotiations. The powers that be at Days, of course, deny that and say that she was being unreasonable and asking for pay hikes and different things. But at the end of the day, here's where we are. Nicole is definitely not sticking around. Ari Zucker is off of Days of Our Lives, and we need to talk about why it seems more and more likely that they could kill off Nicole as she exits. If you have not already, though, please click subscribe. Now let's dive in. So there are a few issues that Days of Our Lives has to address or wrap up before we see the last of Nicole Walker, presuming they're going to give us closure. Ari Zucker's lawsuit against the soap says her contract expired in January of 2024. No word if it was early or late in the month and if she was working right up until the contract expired. But with a 6-month tape to air delay, that means she might be on the air through like June, maybe even July. But if they decided to write her out in spectacular style, maybe it would happen like at the end of May sweeps. That would kind of coincide with some of her last work days. The timing is uncertain as yet, though. So there are some key storylines, several storylines attached to Nicole. One is that her baby Jude is alive. Second, EJ is not the father of that child. Eric is and doesn't know it. Third, she and Eric have residual feelings for each other while he's married to a treacherous baby stealer. And of course, we have the real and true DNA report sitting in the safe in the DiMera mansion parlor. We also have Holly in a coma and Tate accused. So let's just break all this down. Sloane Peterson is losing it on current episodes. She does not want to be a mother. She is only in this because Eric wanted a kid and Melinda Trask grabbed the chance to take Nicole's spawn. So now Leo's blackmailing Sloane and said it will not stop until she gives the kid back to Nicole. As of last Friday, Nicole is back in Salem, and I expect Leo to intensify his pressure on sneaky Sloane. And Ken Corday, who is the executive producer, said that Sloane would be giving the baby back, and it should happen soon, perhaps in the 10 episodes we have left in February sweeps. So Nicole is going to get her baby back. There was that pesky DNA test saying the baby's not a match for EJ, but Days can make up some excuse. I think Sloane is going to give that kid back to Nicole quite soon, but I do think Sloane's going to find a way to do it so that the truth about Jude being Eric's biological son does not come out. So I suspect that for a few months after Sloane gives back the baby, that little Jude will live with Nicole and EJ. And of course, there's also the accurate DNA test listing Eric as Jude's dad that EJ DiMera put in the family safe and has never looked at again. He has not opened the envelope, but I do suspect that he might open it perhaps after the baby comes home, you know, just out of an abundance of curiosity or just going through baby paperwork. I still expect that the return of the baby to Nicole is going to be explained as some sort of medical error kind of thing, because Jude was brought to the hospital the same night that this make-believe baby that they adopted was supposedly born. So that shady doctor, Dr. Pierce, can create some sort of, you know, bad paperwork trail that would show an error saying that the babies were accidentally swapped and that the baby they were going to adopt died, and that's the baby that actually got cremated. So I do think EJ will open that envelope maybe while thinking about what a miracle it is that they got their baby back. And when he sees that Eric is the kid's actual biological child, I think EJ will be stunned. I do think he believes Nicole believes the baby is theirs. So I expect EJ to take that letter, go straight to the fireplace and burn it up, because he will realize neither Nicole nor Eric know the truth and wants them both to stay in the dark. But given that Ken Corday confirmed that Nicole's getting her baby back soon, that begs the question of how they are going to handle Ari Zucker's exit. I mean, presuming Dan Feuerriegel sticks around, we have no reason to think he won't. That means EJ stays in Salem even after Nicole is gone. So how would that even work given that there is a shared child in question? And basically, they have to write Nicole leaving town, they have to do a recast, or they have to kill her off, put her in a coma. I cannot imagine EJ letting Nicole leave town with his kid, although Sammy Brady did it with Sydney. And if Eric finds out Jude is his son by the time she's ready to exit, I think he's going to feel the same way. I can't imagine Eric letting his son go no matter what. I mean, they could recast Nicole, but there would likely still be a gap in filming. And again, that seems kind of unlikely. I think there might be some serious fan backlash if they tried to recast Nicole because Ari Zucker's the only one who's ever played the part. So I'm leaning towards coma or death or an abrupt exit from town. It's hard to imagine them explaining Nicole up and leaving town with Jude because whichever guy thinks he's the dad at that point will hate it. As for Nicole, I also cannot see her leaving town without the kid. So I don't think she would willingly leave the kid with EJ or Eric and just leave Salem, given all the anxiety and stress that she went through to have this second child and all the miscarriages. So, one current that kind of runs throughout the lawsuit that Ari Zucker filed is accusations of retaliations for her raising complaints about the working environment behind the scenes. And she said that she was written out because she complained about Albert Alar and said that's why they sent Nicole to Italy, because they were writing her out. And I mean, I do say they could have written her off to Italy and just left her there, but they brought her back. So if her allegations of retaliation are true, then killing off her character could be what's ahead, because that would be the ultimate retaliation and would close the door. According to Ari, her lawyer was the one that got her back onto the show after they wrote that Italy exit for Nicole. And that's for her most recent return that just happened on Friday. So I think if Days of Our Lives worries that the jury might give her job back to her, maybe they're going to kill the character off so that door is completely nailed shut. I also really can't imagine them giving Nicole a gracious exit because, again, back to the allegations that there were retaliations and anger at her behind the scenes because of her raising concerns. So, I mean, Nicole could be shot and left in a coma indefinitely, do the whole Bo Brady type thing, or they could have her killed off by somebody. Either way, we know for sure that Nicole is leaving. It'll likely be around May or June 2024. Knowing that she's definitely going, which we all know, how would you like to see Nicole exit Days of Our Lives? A coma, killed off, or some random excuse to just get her out of town? And do you expect she would willingly leave her baby there with EJ or Eric? Let me know what you think. Drop your comments. Please click subscribe if you haven't already, and definitely come back soon because we are here talking days 7 days a week. And as always, it's Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.